8 Terrifyingly Evil Killer Cults. A deep dive into darkness. The history of human civilization is fraught with tales of cults, secret societies, and extremist groups that have been fueled by a variety of motivations. Some of these groups, however, have evolved into dangerously malevolent forces, leaving behind a trail of violence, manipulation, and death. This video will explore 8 such terrifyingly evil killer cults, scrutinizing their beliefs, practices, leadership, and the grim legacy they've left behind. 1. The Manson Family. In the late 1960s, Charles Manson, an aspiring musician with a magnetic personality and a dark mind, amassed a group of devoted followers, mainly young, impressionable women. Manson convinced his family that a race war, which he called Helter Skelter after the Beatles song, was imminent. He manipulated his followers into committing a series of gruesome murders, including the infamous murder of actress Sharon Tate, with the aim of hastening this apocalyptic war. The cult was eventually apprehended, with Manson and several followers receiving life sentences. 2. People's Temple. Led by the charismatic yet deeply disturbed Jim Jones, the People's Temple originated as a socialist utopia promoting racial equality. However, Jones's increasing paranoia and authoritarianism led the group down a dark path. In a tragic event known as the Jonestown Massacre in 1978, over 900 followers died from ingesting cyanide-laced punch on Jones's orders, marking one of the largest mass suicides in history. 3. Aum Shinrikyo. Aum Shinrikyo, founded by Shoko Asahara in Japan in the 1980s, started as a spiritual group combining elements of Buddhism, Hinduism, and Christianity. Asahara declared himself the Messiah and prophesied an impending Armageddon. The cult gained international infamy in 1995 when they released sarin gas in the Tokyo subway system, killing 13 people and injuring thousands. 4. Heaven's Gate. Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles led the Heaven's Gate cult, a group with a bizarre belief system that fused Christianity with science fiction. In 1997, under the delusion that a spacecraft trailing the Hale-Bopp comet would take their souls to another level of existence, 39 members including Applewhite committed mass suicide in their San Diego mansion. 5. Order of the Solar Temple. The Order of the Solar Temple was a secret society led by Luke Jorrit and Joseph D. Mombro. The leaders preached about the impending end of the world and a journey to a new life on a mythical planet. Between 1994 and 1997, several mass suicides and murders occurred within the group, resulting in over 70 deaths in Switzerland, France, and Canada. 6. Movement for the Restoration of the Ten Commandments of God. Founded in Uganda in the late 1980s, this cult led by Credonia Werende and Joseph Kibwetir predicted the world would end in 2000. When the apocalypse failed to occur, leaders orchestrated a mass murder-suicide that resulted in the death of hundreds of followers, possibly one of the deadliest cult tragedies in history. 7. Thuggees. The Thuggees were a secret society that operated in India from the 14th to the 19th century. The cult worshipped the goddess Kali and believed they were doing her work by strangling and robbing unsuspecting travelers. The Thuggees were responsible for an estimated 2 million deaths, making them perhaps the deadliest cult in history. 8. The Children of God. Founded by David Berg in the late 1960s, the Children of God, now known as the Family International, used twisted interpretations of Christianity to justify sexually abusive practices, including the sexual exploitation of children. While the group rebranded and publicly disavowed these practices in the late 1980s, the damage done to countless lives is irrevocable. Conclusion. These 8 terrifyingly evil killer cults serve as chilling reminders of how charismatic leaders can manipulate vulnerable individuals, exploit faith, and twist ideologies to meet their sinister ends. The allure of belonging, the promise of an enlightened path, or the fear of impending doom are powerful tools that have been used to guide followers down a path of destruction. Each of these cults represents a dark chapter in human history, showcasing the terrifying depths to which humanity can sink under the influence of twisted ideologies. They underline the importance of education, critical thinking, and psychological understanding as tools to prevent such tragic manipulation. The legacy of these cults is not just one of death and destruction, but also a testament to the resilience of their survivors, many of whom have managed to rebuild their lives despite the trauma. Their stories serve as stark warnings of the dangers of uncritical devotion and the unscrupulous manipulation of power. Finally, studying these cults provides invaluable insight for law enforcement, psychiatrists, sociologists, and religious scholars alike. By understanding the mechanics of such groups, society can better equip itself to detect and deter the rise of similar destructive forces in the future.